Long ago, in the beautiful city of Enugu, there lived a very handsome man named Chima. Chima had gotten married to his very beautiful wife, Ndidi Amaka. Ndidi was a very calm, peaceful, loving wife. She had endured a lot from her husband, Chima. But she just wanted to maintain the home. She just wanted peace in her home. Chima nicknamed her Rabbit because she was always calm, quiet. Even Chima's friends greatly admired Ndidi. She wasn't the type of trouble wife. She gives no trouble. She was very, very patient with her husband. Chima owned a shop in Obete Market. He was selling clothes directly from China. He had lots of money. Whereas for his wife Ndidi, he had helped to open a shop for her where Ndidi sold wrappers and Ankara wrappers ranging from Java, high targets, and various kinds of wrapper, even lace, damask, various things. She was doing well. Everyone was doing well. But Chima was fond of looking down on his wife. He often reminded her of his self-worth, what he had done for her. But he did this when they were alone. He never did this in front of his friends. But at the same time, when he was doing this, always shouting and suppressing her, he would tell her, why is it that whenever they talk to you, you go and sit down and start crying? Ndidi, I don't understand though. So because I shouted at you for not making food on time, you're sitting down here and wallowing in tears. I don't understand. Can't you stand up for your rights? Can't you speak up with your mouth? Can't you even make excuses for yourself? Any small thing, you will sit down and start crying. What kind of a human being are you? Ndidi will not say anything. She would clean her tears and go and do that thing Chima had asked her to do. But this continued for long. From days to months and from months to years. Ndidi herself was practically tired of his behavior. But she wanted to maintain peace and tranquility in her home. Not because she wanted to be ranked the best quiet wife, but she felt that not answering, not giving any response was going to minimize the length of quarrel. She knew that if she decides to respond to Chima, maybe this quarrel that was supposed to last for 2 seconds might end up lasting for 1 hour. So she made sure never to say anything. She made sure never to utter a single word. But whenever Chima was done ranting and shouting at her, probably he had told her to make it sure that his friends are coming. Without telling her the specific time when they will come. The moment he gets back, he will ask her, is this Shewu ready? They're on the way. And probably Ndidi will say, I'm trying to round up. He will start again. I don't even understand you, Ndidi. Something I told you. How many minutes ago? To make it Shewu, is it hard? I thought you used to cook the meat and put it inside fridge. Ndidi will be looking at her husband. Is this man okay? Am I the goat's head or am I the gas cooker that will make this food get done on time? And some other times when he's done ranting and shouting, he will push her to one side. Ndidi will sit down there and be crying, seriously crying, asking herself, when is this going to stop? When is this going to stop? Is she going to give birth to children and they will grow up seeing her this way? It's not like she's a timid human being, but she just wants peace in her home. But as if Chima took pride in it. He even walked and staggered with pride that he's that man that could tame his wife whenever and however. His friends will also tell him, Chima, you should be grateful that you have such a wife that is so devoted and dedicated. Chima does not listen. He says sometimes she should speak up. Which one is you talk to her, she'll go and cry. So if she goes for a girls' meeting now and women are talking about her, will she sit down there and start embarrassing me by crying? Won't she stand up and say what is needed to say? I'm happy that she's a quiet woman, but that doesn't mean that she will go on embarrassing me. Ndidi often listen to all these things without saying anything. She will keep herself calm. And truth be told, whenever she goes to a girls' meeting, she avoided anything that would cause trouble. She wasn't even a troublesome kind of wife. Ndidi had given birth to a son and a daughter. Life was going on gradually for everyone, but Chima did not stop his bad attitude. He did it in front of the kids. He did it wherever he wanted and whenever he wanted, shouting and embarrassing his wife like she meant nothing to him. But one fateful day, after Ndidi's daughter, Awili, had asked her, Mama, why is it that every time Daddy will be shouting at you and you will sit down and be crying? That word got to Ndidi. Like the word passed her brain straight to her bone marrow. She was traumatized with just that word because she never knew that her kids were looking, they were observing, they were noticing what Chima was doing. Ndidi smiled and said, don't worry, I'm not crying. It's just play. I and Daddy are playing. You see, most times when you're on Bobo, you're playing and Bobo doesn't want to play the way you like. You cry, right? And Awoleka said, yes, Mama. So sometimes now, when I and Daddy were playing, and Daddy don't want to play the type of play I like, it gets me angry. That's why. And you know, we are not supposed to shout. Awoleka said, yes, Mama. I said, so that's it. So I'm not crying. It shows that Daddy doesn't want to play the kind of play I like, and that's why I was crying. Awoleka said, okay, Mama, don't worry, I'm going to talk to Daddy so that whenever you want to play, he's going to play the type of play you like, so you're not going to cry again. And it is smiled and said, no problem. But that was the very day she made up her mind that this attitude of Chima was going to gradually stop. Few months down the line, it continued. She was keeping it. She was enduring it. The New Year festival was coming close. Chima was supposed to return early as he had made it a ritual for everyone to sit on the dining table, eat pounded yam and ofensala before they start eating new yam in their home. That particular evening, Ndidi waited and waited and waited. And the kids were going to school. Obviously, she wouldn't keep them up for long. So she pounded the quantity of yam that was enough for she and the kids. And the moment they were done eating, just 30 minutes later, Chima entered. And he was angry and he asked, where are the kids now? You know we are supposed to pray together and eat. Ndidi asked her husband, are you looking at the time? This to 10. How do you expect them to be awake by now? They are going to school tomorrow. This ritual of yours, if you want to do it, then you come back home on time. Chima was already very angry. Very, very angry. He did not want to answer her, even though Ndidi had said it very politely, even with tears almost coming out from her eyes. Chima quickly told her, bring my food, I'm hungry. Ndidi said, okay, no problem. Should I make curry for you? Chima said, which one is curry? Go and pound me yam. What is the meaning of curry? Ndidi said, my husband, do you expect me to start pounding yam by this time? Chima said, no. I'm not expecting you to pound yam. I'm expecting you to pound curry. Madam, go and pound yam for me. Let me eat. So Ndidi went to the kitchen, quickly boiled yam, and started pounding yam late at night. But the moment she served the food to her beloved husband, Chima called her, Ndidi! Ndidi came out of the room. Surprise. What was wrong again? Chima said, come and touch this yam. And the moment Ndidi touched the yam, she noticed that the yam had seeds, just little, and Chima started again. Can you imagine? So just for you to pound common yam, see the rubbish you're giving to me. If you know you didn't want to pound the yam, you would have told me. I would have come there and made it myself. Just how many pieces of yam that your husband will eat. If you're in a hurry to go and sleep, I will keep you awake till 12 o'clock. What kind of stupid behavior is this? And the moment he was about to push Ndidi felt deep down that Chima was about to slap her or something. And she held his hand and landed him a dirty slap. Chima was shocked. He was still trying to understand what was going on. And the moment she did it, she quickly told him, finish your food. And Chima started eating the food. And the moment he was done, she carried the plate and went to the kitchen and went to bed. Chima went to bed, but he was still trying to understand what had happened. He was still trying to comprehend if his wife actually slapped him, if his wife was the one that actually told him to eat his food. He was still trying to process it in his brain. And the next morning, he refused eating breakfast though. He did not even bother to take his lunch to work, as he always took lunch to work. He just went out of the house, hoping that Ndidi was going to send him one long message apologizing. But Ndidi did not. Because all along, when Chima was beating her and insulting her and always telling her that she was a crybaby, she was the one that always told him that she was sorry. I'm sorry, my dear husband. I'm sorry for making you angry. I promise I'm not going to do it again. I promise I'm going to do it the way you instructed me to. But this time around, she did not. Chima kept on looking at his phone. He wanted to be sure that his phone was not dead. He kept on looking at this phone. And he did not send one message. And when he came back that evening, he had dinner. Ndidi went to bed. And he stood and was looking at Ndidi. Deep down, Ndidi told herself, see, so you think I'm gentle as a dove? You don't even know that someday, sometime, that dove will get angry and take action when needed. Do you think you're going to keep doing that to me? Because you got married to me at a young age and you opened shop for me, so I should always be at your mercies. She did not say anything aloud. She was saying it deep down. And when Chima was done looking at his wife, he lay down on the bed on his own and tried to hug her. Did he slept off. But after that day, whenever his friends are telling him that, oh, you're lucky to get married to a quiet wife, he would tell her, don't worry. She's not as quiet as you think. Oh. This khaki here no be leather. She's way trouble than you think. But he could not open his mouth to tell his friends that his wife had landed him a slap. He kept it to himself, knowing fully well that what he did was not right. But after that very incident, Chima never in his life looked down on his wife. He gave her maximum respect. He made sure he acted in accordance with things that are right. He made sure never to disrespect her, even in front of the kids. Ndidi was glad that her husband had come to his senses. Though that wasn't the way she wanted things to be, but she was really happy that Chima started respecting her. Thank you very much for listening to the story of the day. Please, I'd like you to share what you've learned from this, and I'd also like you to share your experiences. This story is pointing out the fact that some people turn people to a monsters, but they don't know. You see a quiet person and you keep on pushing this person, pushing the person, and the moment a person gets to his or her limit, he starts showing you the same thing you've done and you're already getting worked up about it. We should always be very careful. Careful for what we wish for. He wanted a wife that can react, right? And he got one for himself. Please remain your favorite storyteller, Zika. Do not forget to share our stories to your loved ones. Till we see you again in our next story. Bye for now.